12, maybe even 13 years ago. My friends and I used to play in a Minecraft server together. As you can imagine, at the start there was quite a few friends that played this, but as time went on, eventually one by one people stopped playing until it was just me, until I stopped playing as well. I used to host the server just on an old laptop of mine. A few years passed after we'd stopped playing, and I was playing a different game on the same laptop, and then suddenly my laptop just shut off and there was nothing I could do to turn it back on again. The map was lost to time. Fast forward a good few more years, and I don't know what caused me to do it, but one day I randomly just decided to see if I could take my hard drive out of my old laptop and put it in an even older one to see if that would work. And whilst I didn't know what I was doing, it actually did. I managed to get the map back. Recently I've been watching some Dialco, I hope I'm getting that right, and I'm really enjoying the whole Minecraft beta world tour videos that he's done. And I quite enjoy those videos in general. I quite like the old nostalgic feel to them. And it reminded me of the old map that my friends and I used to play on. By today's standards, the map is pretty bad, I'll be honest. But there's something I just love about just going back in time and seeing what that younger version of myself and what my friends made. So I've been inspired to do my own version. Again, looking back, we didn't actually go and explore much of the map. We all just stayed and focused on one small town. And that's what we're going to be looking through today. The town I don't think had a name. I think we just called it Fort Town because it was a fortified town. But we were always referred to the map as World 2.1 as that's what we saved the map as. So, this is my World 2.1 World Tour featuring the Fort Town. Starting off, we've got two random buildings here. Back in the day, I didn't really know how to set spawn points. So we've got a pressure plate here, which, when you stand on it, will set your spawn point to this little part here. I think this design was supposed to feature in all the towns we made as like a way to show you where you would respawn if you did set your spawn point there, but this was pretty much the only town we ever did make. So moving on up. We had a little board of things that needed to be fixed. This is the fix log. There are a number of little signs, so if we were offline we could just leave a sign to our friends to say what needed working on. And then we also had a change log over here of things we changed. I think we started making the map, in Minecraft beta 1.8, but I could be wrong. It was a long time ago. It was definitely before creative mode, and I remember it took us weeks to just find some iron, make some shovels, and just flatten out this huge area because I remember being quite mountainous back in the day, and it took us ages. Same with the moat. It's I think it's 7 blocks wide, 6 blocks deep, and this took us like ages. Even with multiple people all digging it out, it took us ages back in the day. So yeah, the theme for this town was sort of the yellow, the gold. The Y shape at the top was almost the town symbol. So we've got the drawbridge here. We've got some portcullises. Again, because we played on it back in the day. Originally, it used to rain here, and then as we upgraded the versions throughout the years, for some reason it then caused it to snow here, and then as we upgraded through further versions, snow disappeared and it's turned back to rain, which is why it's raining, but there's snow everywhere. So yeah, the generation really did kind of mess it up a bit. There are patches of snow here and there. If you're wondering, we didn't place this ourselves. So yeah, starting off, we'll get the boring buildings out of the way with first. Just this is sort of like the residential area of the town. We've got the admin house. So this was my house. You can access it, just not from the front. Might show you that later. But all of these houses were really tiny. Next up, we've got Joe's gaff. There's not too much decoration you could really do back in the day, so a lot of the decoration is just paintings and bookcases for like the colour, and then you've just got the odd workbench and furnace here and there. Yeah, more bookcases, a bed, and a sign. Good night, Joe. Love you, Jamie. It's little things like this that I just really love, because Jamie would have put that sign down 13 years ago and just left a little message to Joe, just probably thinking he would have deleted that sign, and it's still standing 13 years later, just telling a little story, which I quite like. That was Joe's house. This was Slabby Woody Stony Woney's house. That wasn't a person, we were just being silly, as you could probably imagine. Again, tiny, tiny houses. I don't know how anyone thought this would be a good idea. Yeah, we've got a little side garden at either side. We were heavily restricted in the materials we had access to back in the day, so it's going to be your classic cobblestone, stone, and just normal wood. A few more houses here. I don't think these are furnished all that much. Yeah, just some bookcases. I think we did have wool, so we could have had different coloured flooring, but for whatever reason we decided not to go with that. We've got the town well here, so when it rains it fills up. There's a little hole in the middle, which I quite liked. I don't think you can drown in this, I think it's just 1 block deep. Because my friends would always go AFK, we'd always obviously prank each other, and one thing you could do was just push them. I think you could push them up and into this. And a fair few times people had come back to be found out that they'd drowned whilst they were AFK, so making it 1 block deep helped against that. This building I was quite fond of. This was our church. I don't think villagers were in it when we first made this. I think that was a later edition. And we've got the most religious painting I think we could find, which is I think that's supposed to be a hand over a flame. I'm sure someone will prove me wrong, but yeah, I quite like this. It feels quite atmospheric, especially when it's raining outside. I'd like to say we had little ceremonies and stuff, but once this was built, we pretty much never came in here again. Yeah, if you come outside and just oh, that's going to bother me. How one colour is different to the rest. I'll change that later. Yeah, we've got a little graveyard. A few empty graves, and a few graves with some names on. Excuse me. So on this grave we have James Lynn Strait. I think the lore behind this was back in the day when we were playing on this server. I was listening to a song called Angel's Son by Sevendust, and I believe that video was dedicated to him. In the music video, someone walks along and it's got that name on it, and potentially the time as well. But yeah, completely have no idea who that person is. I think it was potentially a singer in another band, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Next we have, well, no one. It's hard to make out the name due to the faded letters. Very cool. Next up we have a grave to Rusty Mahmood. I think the lore behind this one was my friend had a holiday home, and 4 of us who played on the server back in the day, we went there for like, I don't know, like a week or something when we were like between like 16 and 18 or something. Probably 18 if we were on our own. And we were watching just a random TV program, and as the credits were rolling, one of the names was Rusty Mahmood, and my friend just thought the name Rusty was funny, and that's just a name that stuck with us. And then finally we've got a little bit of a a mausoleum, is that what you call it? Bit of a fancy grave. Here lies Eric Rankin. So, when we were on the same trip as we saw that name in the credits, we were going through, just going for a walk in the local area. And we passed an actual graveyard, and there was a grave in it to Eric Rankin. Again, no idea who this person is, but that's just a name that stuck with us. So we came back and we added it to our map. So yeah, just that's one memory that'll always stick with me. I don't think the dates on these are actually accurate. I think we just made them up. But yeah, that was what we did when we were younger. Moving on, we've got the parish. So just another tiny house with next to no decoration. This bit of the town has always bothered me because we made the mistake of building the town walls first, and then we had to fit everything inside it. And in hindsight, that was probably the wrong way to do it. Probably should have built the houses first and then built the wall around it. Because you've got 5 blocks, and if we'd have built that wall maybe like another 5 blocks that way, we could have had buildings all the way down, but instead we just had nothing, which I'm not really a fan of. Got a nice 2-story home here. I'm not sure if you can still do this or not, but we spawned in glitched furnaces that have the appearance that they're on, even though they're not. Again, no idea if you can still do that or not. Guessing you probably can. But I think once you start cooking in it, it then fixes it, and it'll stop smoking once you've cooked your stuff. We've got a nice little balcony up here, which I do quite like, overlooking the markets down there. And I'm sure there used to be a painting on the wall here. I'm sure there used to be. Coming up to, I think this is one of the final houses. Nothing too special about this one except it just goes down a level. And whoever lived here has a nice block of lapis lazuli. Very nice. And moving up, we've got the Dairy Queen. If we needed milk, this is where we'd come for it. Probably didn't need 4 cows, but oh well. Again, in hindsight, this probably wouldn't be a building you'd have inside your town. You'd probably have it outside with like the farms and stuff. But we were young back then, we didn't think about things like that. I think this was supposed to be a shop. I think it was supposed to be like an armory type thing. Not furnished at all. However, memory serves me right. I'm tempted to say there's a... Yep. There was a staircase in this corner. I don't know why it's been boarded up. With plenty of more glitched furnaces. My friend had cobblestone generator. I think this was Jamie's work. So, again, not very efficient, but it worked. So you would just mine the blocks of cobblestone where they met in the middle. And then you could smelt them here and turn them into smooth stone. Because this was back in the day before Silk Touch. There you go. Yeah, Chivers. That's Jamie. This is also a house, I think. Again, nothing too special. Just your bog standard house. One thing I, again, don't like looking back is that we made them 3 blocks tall. And I just don't like the idea of hitting my head on the ceiling every time I jump. If I were to do this again, I think you'd have to make it a 4-block minimum. Next up, we've got the markets. I can't remember if we made this when villages were a thing or not. I'm tempted to say we did, but yeah, we've not got very many villages here. And I think this was back in the day. Am I right in thinking you could spawn them in, but originally they couldn't trade? Because I don't think many of them have trades. In the middle of the town, we've got this feature, a nice big tree. As you can tell, it's man-made because it's so blocky and square. We'll come into the Ye Olde Inn next. If you play other certain MMOs online, you might recognize the layout that we've tried to copy here. Obviously, we've done a terrible job, but we gave it a good go. It is darker in here than I remember. You know, we had torches. Let me go ahead and stick a few in. I'm sure we... Is that... Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm just, just confirming something. So, back in the day, I'm not sure if it was a bug or a feature, but pistons, even though they took up full block, they were technically see-through, I think. So what we did is we had an upside-down piston in there, and then a glowstone beneath it, which I think would then have light coming out of it. Like that. So it wouldn't actually be so dark. Makes a bit more sense. I mean, we could probably put a campfire in here now. I'll do that later. I don't want to ruin the vibe. But yeah, we got a little barman up here. Obviously not willing to trade. The kitchen we designed slightly differently to the game we stole it from. I think the idea was that we wanted to trap a villager in here and potentially be able to buy stuff from them. It's like a little chef. We have the basement as well. Again, it's a bit dark. Again, a different setup to the game we stole it from. I think they've got like loads of kegs and stuff down here, which again, I think we can put barrels in now, but back in the day, we were very limited in both terms of blocks and our own creativity. So we've just got tables of pumpkins and melons. Quick sprint back upstairs. Let's go check out upstairs. Again, we tried to follow the same layout, so we've just got some bedrooms up here, but again, we didn't do a great job. Then we've got the main bedroom back here. I suppose in terms of decoration, this room ain't so bad. Little armchairs and stuff. Although, compared to what you can do in this game today, it's it's awful. And then this shop, or the shop opposite, was supposed to be like a little general store. Again, we wanted to have a little villager in there. We probably would have had more decoration if we could have been a bit more creative, but again, it's just the bog standard bare house. Now, if we loop around this way, we've actually got a mine cart system which goes to the neighbouring village. We won't go there today because it's even worse than this. And I think it's out of order, to be fair. Although I don't know, we might come back, we might not. Now we've got the final house, Casa de Chivers. So this is Jamie's house. So a nice little house. Got a little basement, I think. Yep. 63 diamonds. Bloody kept that to himself. I mean, he probably did tell us, but you know, it has been 13 years. I'm sorry, I've forgotten. Well, 12, 13 years. I checked the files. Can't remember what program I used now, but I used some sort of program to see like the dates of the tags of this map. And the earliest I can find is 2012, I think, some point in 2012. But I am absolutely adamant that we played this before creative mode was a thing. I absolutely remember it was not a thing. I remember it coming in when we were playing. And I think creative mode was added either 2012 or 2011. It's around that time anyway. But yeah, I think this was This little lava chamber was so we could actually destroy items. Because what we would do is we would just get items we didn't want, then we just chuck them on the floor, and then someone else would come along and pick them up. Diamond axe. Nothing too extravagant. As you can tell, the map is so old. For some reason the chests have turned around. I'm pretty sure this wasn't our design. And I'm sure there's like a secret passage through here. Oh, is that? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think pig farm with chickens. He had a little pig and chicken farm beneath his house. I am not sure where the pigs and chickens are, I'll be honest. But I remember he had to dig like a dirt/grass stairway to get the grass to spread down here, because again, I'm sure this was back in the days before creative mode and before Silk Touch, so I'm pretty sure he had to get the grass to grow over here before he could block it up again. I think there might have been an option in this on like the, if you're a server admin, to spawn in blocks of things. That might have been a thing. We probably did do it, to be fair, because we went through a lot of stone, as you can probably tell. The bank is probably my favourite room. Again, I'm sure ender chests weren't in the game when we first started playing this map. That was a later edition. I just like the idea of, I don't know, giving the player a reason to come over to this part of the town, because I felt like a bank was quite a good thing to have. And what I didn't want to do was have all the main buildings right in the middle, because then you'd have no reason to go anywhere else. So I think splitting up the important buildings is probably a good move. Now we move on to the military area. So this was like the sort of residential shops and houses area, and then this was the military zone. Not too much going on. We'll start over here. So we've got the gallows. What you would do is you would stand on here and then pretend to be, well, you know. And then someone else would come along and open that hole, and you would fall. I think we dug a hole all the way to the bottom of the map. I think that might have been when creative was introduced, because we've deleted bedrock at the bottom there, and you eventually fall to your death. And then we've got the morgue. So this is where the bodies come to be prepared for when they're buried. We've got the nice redstone torches for a bit of, well, I suppose mood lighting's probably not the right atmosphere we were supposed to be going for, but yeah, mood lighting. Fly over here. I remember for the longest time we didn't have anvils. So I'm sure this just used to be like a, I can't remember what it used to be. It might have been like one of those type buildings that we've converted. The idea is this is where the blacksmiths would come and make all the weapons and armor, and then we were going to have a blacksmith and a weaponsmith here that would sell weapons that you could buy. Here we've got the jousting arena. It's funny because we made this like way before horses were ever added to the game. When horses were added, it was like, oh cool, this actually has a use now. Then you've got your seating area where you can cheer the jousters on. Next up, we've got the barracks. So we've got a few training dummies just to practice your sword skills on. I won't punch them because I am in creative, and I will just delete them from the game. Then this was supposed to be the mess hall where you'd come to eat. And then we've got the chef in the corner. Oh, this guy actually trades. But yeah, we really could have done with given a different floor or something, because there is a lot of stone and cobblestone going on here. And I think upstairs was the sleeping quarters. Yeah. This is where all the bunk beds are. Again, a lot of stone going on. Yeah, just another booth for selling stuff. Smiths, blacksmiths, etc. Another little training arena. Practice your sword skills. And then this area over here, archery range. I quite like this. So again, I don't think he sells anything, but I think he was supposed to sell bows and arrows, and then you could come here, and I think you weren't supposed to be able to get beyond here, but you get out there if you just crouch. You can just walk in. But yeah, you were supposed to stand here and then just fire the arrows, try and hit the buttons. And then I don't think you can get down here. I think this is locked. I don't think there's all too much to see apart from the building. Well, this is pretty cool because I like things in video games where people put little like out of the bounds details that you would never find, because you were never supposed to get down here. Although saying that, you could literally just jump off of the wall, so I don't know what I was thinking. Thinking that this was out of bounds area. I'm pretty sure I didn't make this. I don't know who else made this. I don't remember doing that. Because yeah, once you're once you fall down it, you're stuck. And then finally, we have the keep. Again, we have stolen this from the same video game as the tavern. So if you've played that one, you will recognise this one as well. Walk it in. You can go left or right. You've got a little room here. Again, chest facing the wall. Very nice. I don't know what this was supposed to be. Again, our favourite decoration, the bookcase. Back over here, you've got the kitchen. Couple of cakes. These must be like the most stale cakes ever. They have been sitting on the side for 12 years, 13 years, something like that. I'm not even going to eat a slice. Kiss the cake, kiss the cook. I'm pretty sure there used to be a third line here, but we ended up removing it because it wasn't particularly family friendly, let's say. I'm sure you can imagine what it would have been though. Again, it's quite dark in some places. I'm sure we wouldn't have left it this dark. Yeah, we'll take a quick run upstairs. So I think we added these rooms in ourselves, these little bedrooms in the game we took them from. I don't think these rooms exist there. Quite cool. I like them. Then we've got stairs that lead to up and outside. And we've got just a few more bare rooms. And then the main sort of, I don't know what you would call this, the main hall. The throne room, maybe? A little throne that you would sit at. Look out across the room. I think we did an alright job. Although I'm sure we could probably do much better in this day and age. Yeah, let's have a little walk outside. Probably not all that much to see, to be honest. We're just at the top here. Oh, there's the town symbol again. Run back down. I think there are a few more rooms, but I don't think there's particularly that much more to see. Okay, so we've got Got a little dungeon going on, which again I thought was quite cool. I don't think we've actually got any prisoners in here. Yeah. But yeah, I quite like it because it's nice and it's dark and dingy. And then I think that's near enough it for this building. Again, we've got the little sleeping quarters. Oh. Again, I think this is another room that's not in like the original building that we stole it from. I think this room was going to be... I think we were thinking maybe like library or something. As you can clearly tell, it never became one. We literally dug it out, prepared the room, and then just abandoned it. I don't know, maybe a library, but I honestly can't remember. And then, yeah, that is pretty much it. There's one more room I could probably show you. Again, not massively exciting, but may as well. This is how you were to get up on the walls, and then you could actually get up into each of the towers. And look out at the landscape. So, I don't think you can tell, but all of this area, that I sort of the forest that I walked through at the beginning, was all flat because we flattened all of that out as well. And I think it looked pretty similar to what we have now, just a load of trees. And I'm pretty sure we burnt all the trees down. We didn't even mine them for wood. We just burnt them down. And then we're like, oh, what should we place here? I don't know. How about a forest? Yeah, okay. And then we literally just replanted everything, which I thought was quite funny. Again, you can kind of see, you see down there, like all of this ice, that's ice, that's ice. When we first started playing, that was like a lake. That was a lake. And this was all... This was man-made. And you can tell because we only did... I think we only did. Or am I lying? Oh, I swear we only did like one layer of water, or yeah, of water from the top. Oh my god, I'm stuck. How do I get out? Yeah. It might be around here. Oh, we only did. Man, I swear we only did one layer. Maybe I'm making it up. Oh. No, see, there you go. I'm sure it was like this the whole way around. I don't know. Maybe we started working on like actually filling it all, but yeah. Where were we? Ah, yeah, we were over here. So yeah, the last sort of final room, which was just the I think it was the guardhouse. So the lookout house. This is where the guards were supposed to sleep if they were, you know, walking the perimeter of the wall and just keeping a lookout. They would come and sleep in here. Although, I don't know where they would sleep, as they're on their beds. They would just have to curl up and lie on the cold, hard floor. So yeah, that is pretty much the fort town explored. Well, yeah, screw it. We'll go and have a look at the Wizard's Tower. Did I... Oh my god, I've not... Right, we'll come back to that in a minute. Stop getting ahead of yourself, Taylor. A nice spiral staircase. Seems to go on for ages. Ah. And we have the Wizard's Tower. Got all of our bookcases, keeping our spell books. Got a little cauldron for airing our potions. We've got... Wow, I didn't realise we had these in here. Brewing stands. Oh, very atmospheric. And then we have pig in a cage on fire, because why not? And a little balcony. But yeah, I think I was going to say we'll wrap it up, but I actually want to go back to the basement because I've not been in that basement in 12 years, and I'm sure something's telling me we had something planned for down there. I don't know if we ever made it or not. Pretty dark. Room no longer available. We're sorry for any inconvenience. How cryptic. See about that. Huh. So it looks like we were gonna build the nether portal. To me, that looks like we had built one and then we destroyed it to prevent people from going through it. What the hell's through here? This cave is not a natural formation, as they say. Man, we are going on some wild goose chase. Where's this leading? Does it just stop here? It does just stop there. How strange. Oh yeah, you can see. There's wood there. And it just leads into the basement. That's a little bit anticlimactic, but oh well. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. I feel like I've been going on a little bit now. There's not too much else to see, to be honest. There's just a lake and a little barn over there. And that is pretty much it. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Just a nice little homage to the map I played on with my friends when I was, well, I say kid, a young man. So yeah, thanks.